Hello, everyone. We're live. We're going to be making some pin blanks out of two different types of resin. So one we're going to use a pressure pot, one we're not. I need to get stirring right now, so I'll explain that in a second. In the meantime, Jamie Page can introduce himself and talk about some things. I'll put
How
my
you
safety
doing?
glasses. Put my safety glasses on first.
Hey, let's do that. Hello, everybody. I'm Jamie of JP Woodwork. I've already done a stream today, along with quite a few various other people. I'll run through them a bit later on. So, yeah, I believe Jake wants me to grab some colours for him. So while Jake's mixing that up, the first three colours that come from the chat room, I shall give to Jake, and they will go into that resin. So y'all want to pick some colours?
Never mind that I'm a fan of green, by the way.
Oh, there you go. Right, so we've got purple, blue, and green. They're the first three ones that's come out.
We got that.
Purple,
We can do that.
blue, and green. There we go. So if anyone has any questions for Jake out in the chat, please prefix it with the word question so I know I don't miss it. And if I do happen to miss it, please ask it again. A big shout out and hello to Mom. While I noticed that she was out there earlier on.
Hello, Mom.
How you doing? So yeah, purple, blue, and green are the colours, Jake. So
Okay. I'll go ahead and change this view here.
okay.
All right. We're not trying to get rid of you, Jimmy, but
That's all right.
you already had a show today.
I've already had an hour on today.
So what we're doing, this is liquid diamonds, and it takes 45 minutes to an hour to get up to the right temperature for me to pour it, and that at that temperature, it's going to have color separation. So that's what I'm going to do here. It's pretty much mixed right now, and I'll randomly make sure I'll go reach over there and mix it. But I got the timer going on right here, and I have an overhead shot here in a second. And so I'll set this to the side right here. We'll get our colors. What were the colors again, Jamie?
So the colours were purple, blue, and green.
So we got lime green, plum crazy purple. That's your favorite color.
It's named after me, apparently.
Yeah. Yep. And brilliant blue. So crazy and brilliant in the same color scheme. So what I'll do is I'll get these ready for the Alumilite. Now, Alumilite only takes 12 minutes, so you better have your stuff together when we start doing this. I'll set this where we can see it. And here's the Alumilite right here, and I've already got it measured out for the sake of saving time on this live. This is the Alumilite goes 1-to-1 by weight, not volume. If you do it by volume, you're going to be all the way wrong, is the best I can say it. And the liquid diamonds is 2-to-1 by weight or volume. So you don't need a scale for liquid diamonds, but you do need it for the Alumilite, and you need a pressure pot for the Alumilite. And once you get going with this, like you want to start off with something simple that's easy to measure, easy to pour, all that kind of stuff. I like the liquid diamonds for beginners. And then once you get into it, you're going to get a scale, you're going to get a pressure pot. And so this is the way to go. So I'm going to stop talking about that and get to mixing this and set this timer. And I have a temperature gun. I always have a temperature gun because we're going to start pouring this at 95 degrees, and that's when the color separation starts. If you pour it before that, you're going to say our green and purple are going to become another color instead of stay separated and make cool swirls and stuff. So it's like 65 degrees in here right now, and I'll go ahead and mix this, and it's not going to take long for it to get going. So Jamie, if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let's do that.
So yeah, if there's any questions out there, obviously please prefix it with question. In the meantime, I shall Oh, there's actually, let's quickly run through some of the people that's out in the chat. Let's scroll up a little bit. There's quite a few people out there. So the
Nice.
first person out in the chat was Dale from over at Maple Tree Studios. Then
What's up,
there's
Dale?
Matt from Wacky Works Woodshop. Then there's
What's up, Matt?
Andy H is returning. Wayne the Woodturner. Then you got
Nice.
Mom Hillary Thompson. Dave B. Martin Brees. Hodgepodge
What's up, Martin?
Woodworks. Duncan the Demon Barber. And my mouse is frozen. Gerard the French Turner, I Love Wood Turning Adam, Malcolm Douglas, I said Martin Brees, Mr. Chris Coots out there, Brian at Heartwood Turning, Tammy W. Barry's Wood Turning, Cole Jacobson's out there,
Woo, Carl.
which means Robin can't be far behind.
I'm
Jennifer
glad
Stevens is out there.
I'm glad he's here, so Robin will be here.
Yeah, there you go. John Scelfo is out there. Sorry if I butchered your last name. Clive Rogerson, Barry's Wood Turning. Let's keep going. A couple more. Jim Conlon, James Price, Doug Miller, Mike the General Wood Turner. And then there's tons of people out there, mate.
We appreciate everybody coming by to check out what we're doing. Today's been a day of technical difficulties, Jamie, I guess, throughout the day.
You could say that is throughout the day, yeah.
So today, here in Amarillo, Texas, there's a windstorm. So if I seem jittery or whatever, it's stick with us.
It's definitely not nerves.
No, not that jittery. We do this stuff, this pin making stuff, and then we give these pin blanks away on Instagram. So if you're not following over there, once a week I try to do it. It's pretty fun, and you get to. So if you're making your pins, then you get to tag me in it, and then we'll get more eyeballs to each other's pages, and then everybody benefits.
So a couple of other big bits of news that we've got to mention is Jake is close to 10,000 followers on his Facebook page. So if you're not following him, Jake, over on there, be sure to do so. Be a great, massive milestone for him to hit. The other one that needs to be mentioned, and should be mentioned on everyone's live stream, it has been so far, and we're going to do it right now, is this virtual craft festival has been supported and sponsored by Glyn Senior from Yorkshire Grit. So huge thank you to Glyn for doing that. Much appreciated. A fantastic product.
That's right. I love that stuff. Makes me look good.
Yeah, it tastes amazing.
Tastes amazing. It has many uses for that stuff. Okay, right now I've mixed this for 3 minutes and it's already went up 10 degrees. So this is 75 degrees. So it doesn't take long for this stuff to go, and that's part of the reason why I like it. This liquid diamonds, we'll pour it today and we'll pop the bubbles with a torch and stuff, but it won't be ready to mess with for like another 24 hours after that. This stuff will be ready, and after it comes out of the pressure pot in a couple hours, we'll be able to mess with it right then. So I think this is mixed well enough, and I'm going to go ahead and separate it into these cups. Now these cups are just cheap, the cheapest you can get. I wouldn't use these for a mold because they'll deform and stuff, but for mixing colors and just throwing them away, they work pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and divvy this up pretty evenly.
Glyn's got his big head and he said he's off now.
Oh, he got a shout out and he's gone. Get back here.
There you go. Don't forget to give that big thumbs up if you like what Jake does. He makes some awesome projects like I don't know, characters sitting on the John, characters inside bullets, awesome art and resin projects. So yeah, definitely go back and check his inventory.
Most of what we just said is fun.
Yeah, he's made a couple of tearjerker videos as well. I'll be
Let me
honest.
find this.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't watch that Doctor Who TARDIS one.
Yeah, don't do that. Nobody did watch it, so it's all right. We got us a cool little overhead view here. So we'll go ahead and mix these up, get some
Right.
color in
So
them.
yeah. So while Jake's mixing these ones up, now we're going to go and pick two colours because Mum
Three.
picked orange last time.
Oh, she
So
did.
we've got to give Mum a colour. So we need two more colours. So the first two colours that come out for the next batch of resin is going to be the part of the next three blank. So right, so we've got red from Duncan the Demon Barber.
Okay.
So
You'll
it's
have to
orange,
remind me.
orange, red, and we need one more. Right, hold up, orange, red, and violet.
Okay. I could probably manage that.
Violet, orange, red, and violet. There we go.
You picked the exact ones I have trouble with. But that's okay. We're gonna make it. Just remind me in a minute, Jamie, after we pour this stuff, remind me what those colors are, and
Yeah, I've got them
we
down, mate.
will
I've got them down. No
we
worries,
will
no worries.
we'll make it. I don't know if I'm just old age is messing with my memory, or I just save room in my head for the way important stuff,
Yeah.
like what temperature to pour at and stuff like that.
So always good
So
to write
this,
that sort of stuff down.
I can already feel this stuff getting warmer, and I'll do a temperature check real quick. At 85 degrees, so, and we're at 6 minutes, so we don't have a lot of time to mess around with this stuff, but that's the good part about it, and the bad part about it is you get done fast, and you'll get a system down for mixing these and being organized and stuff. This is, truth be told, this is my first real live event, so I'm trying to keep it simple. So the more simple we had it, the less opportunity we have to mess it up. Ain't that right, Jamie?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Mark the Gentleman Woodturner's feeling a bit. Yeah, he's not very happy with me at the moment. He says I'm definitely taking his crown as earworm to the stars.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So with this,
I'm sure you'll live, Mark.
so with this powder, you want to make sure that you just can't see through it. And I'll show you that if I can in a second if the camera will be right. I use the popsicle sticks because they're wood and they have wood grain on them, and you'll be able to see pretty easily if I lift that up and I can still see the popsicle stick instead of color, then you know you need more mica powder in there. This one would probably be more obvious. So here's
Yeah. So
that's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, if you want it translucent, you want to be able to see through it, then that's what we're going to do. But we're making pen blanks today, so we kind of need it to not be see-through.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. Like that one's a real good example right there. Look, you can't see through that at all, so that's good. And we're almost out of time on this one.
Unfortunately, the weather's messing up your picture a little bit, mate. But I think people get the idea.
Yeah, that'll be good. Well, we learn every time, so whatever's going to go wrong today, we'll fix it for next time. Because me and Jamie plan on doing this stuff kind of often here in the future. So let me get this stuff a little bit more of a mix.
Yeah.
And I have the molds. I've already heated them. Normally I would put them in the oven, but I got a lot of molds today, and I didn't want to put some in the oven, not some in the oven. So I have a heat gun, and I've already heated them up. And I'll just show you kind of a little bit right here. and you just go over it, heat it up. And if I'm doing if I'm gonna do hybrid blanks, I will for sure put it in the oven just to get the surface moisture off of the wood. Otherwise, you're gonna waste a lot of materials, and then you're not gonna be happy with your art piece. So just a little. This is all acrylic. We're not messing with wood today, so we're almost ready to pour this stuff. And I have these two molds right here. And I use silicone, this UMR stuff, mold release. Anytime I use silicone, I use this stuff. If it's plastic, I use this stuff. So that's, I get questions about that a lot. So
yeah,
there you go. But I always use it. I mean, sometimes you forget or whatever, and then it'll remind you why you use it. So I think we're probably close to pouring here, and hopefully that's in the middle of the screen. Yeah, that's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
So nothing fancy. We're just going to pour a little bit in there. I'm going to do both of them.
So anyone that's a little bit late in, there's a massive weather storm where Jake is right now, and it's kind of affecting his streaming software. We have done streams before, and it's been perfectly clear. So we know it's down to weather.
Well, stick with us. Even if you can just hear us, go ahead and stick with us.
It's jumping in and out of cleariness, if that's a word.
That's probably not a word, Jamie, but maybe in England it is.
Let's go with it.
All right. Good enough for me. So this is kind of like I like this stuff because you really can't get it wrong. It's gonna, most of the time it looks good no matter what. And this stuff is looking, whoever picked these colors, you did a great job. Yeah. So we're over 12 minutes. And whenever I'm late, I say, well, that's just the guideline. That's just a suggestion.
There's Sylvana Keller that says, JP Woodwork, please tell Jake I said hi. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank her for supporting what I do. She's awesome.
Jake says, thank you for supporting what he does. You are awesome. So Super Incognito says, hello, Jake.
What's up, buddy? He's won some pen blanks before. And we actually, I'll talk about it in a second. We had some problems with them, and we figured out some things. That's why I give them away, so I figure out what problems we can have, and as far as shipping, and do they like them? Do I need to pour them any different or whatever? But these are ready for the pressure pot, and awesome. These are going to be cool. Awesome. So I have a camera just for that.
There you go. Annette LV says hello from Indiana.
Awesome. Let's get my camera changed here.
Terry from TJ Turnings is in there.
What's up, Terry? So I have two pots over here, and they're leveled, and that's probably something I could explain on a live some other time. But you need to, and I went and bought a ladder, little step stool thingy, and it worked out just fine for this.
You got Hill, I think that's, excuse me if I butchered this name, Hill EV Akuf or Akuf. So first time viewer sent by a Mixed Media Girl, have already subscribed.
Nice. That's what this stuff's all about. She was busy this year with over 400 videos. I can respect that for sure. Because that is a ton. That is a ton of videos to do. So let's get this tight, and I'll get the air started in this one.
Larry Blair says, hello from upstate New York, not New York City. LOL.
How are we doing?
Mark from Shop Dog Workshop says, question, what size is that pot? That's
I have
Texas size.
Texas size, man. Texas size. It's the small one here that I'm working on right now is 5-gallon, and the other one is 10-gallon. And the reason why I got the 10-gallon one because I did a mold of my entire arm, so I needed something big enough to do that, and that's pretty much the only reason that I did that. So
he's going to get a 15-gallon one so he can do the rest of his body.
Yeah, I don't take much. There's not much else of me. Here we go. So now, so there we are. Let's get back over here.
Sherry McKinney says hello from Kentucky. Came over from Mixed Media Girl.
Yeah, that's good. Mixed Media Girls hooking us up today, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me do some of this again. Oops. That practice makes perfect.
Screen.
hey, I got you. You're part of this, Jamie.
Oh,
So
I guess I am. I guess I am.
my gloves. Change my gloves. I take my gloves off to do it.
Speaking of Mixed Media Girl, she's out in the chat. Great live stream earlier, Marcy.
Good job.
And speaking of fantastic, the ever awesome Heidi Jacobs is in the chat from Whitehall Pottery.
Oh, Cookie Girl.
Yes,
we love her. She's awesome. So here's our timer for that. We're done with that. One thing I will take the time to do right now is clean this silicone spatula because it will ruin it. And I don't know why a grown man gets so excited about silicone spatulas, but I really like to take care of them. And the stuff we do waste a lot of stuff doing this. So the things that you can fix yourself from wasting, let's do that.
Yeah. Martin Brees is out in the chat. He says, Jake. Holly says hello.
Hello, Holly. How are you?
Wayne Bigfoot Woodcross says, JP, Auntie Val is here and she spoke to Jake earlier.
She did too. Those guys they're awesome. Okay.
Annette's got a question. Is a pressure pot only for deep pours?
No. There's you can use them anytime you're using this resin or any resin really. Like we're going to use this other type of resin, the liquid diamonds. You don't have to use it, but it's, in my opinion, it's always better if you use it. So like if you use, the difference you got to know is on smaller pours, you need to leave it in the pressure pot longer because it's less of a chemical reaction and it takes longer for it to set up or cure or whatever, however you want to say it. So
yeah. So Super Incognito says Jamie told Jake to do a turquoise, silver, and purple next. I don't think you got time to do another one after that, have you? Or space?
No, we're out of there.
Pots.
You can write those down, and
I've got.
We do it live on.
I've already got 3, but we'll write them down, and we can do another one.
And another live.
Maybe on your Patreon, or when we do the.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to find out where they are now. Turquoise, silver, and purple.
And Super Incognito is all right. He's pretty cool. So, temperature going on this one, it's 75 degrees. So we start off at 65 degrees. You notice how the Alumilite jumped up temperature super fast. And this one is more of a, it's going to be a lot longer. So I leave it in this container as long as I can because it's more of it's a larger volume and it's going to have more of a chemical reaction, just like we talked about the pressure pot and how long to leave it in there. It's the same thing here. If I divided these into cups right now, it would take longer for it to get up to the right temperature. So I'm hoping by the end of this hour, we're going to pour it no matter where it's at, but by the end of the hour, this should be ready to pour and make a pretty awesome blanks. So what were those colors again, Jamie? What are you doing?
Cheers, Jake. Sorry, I was taking a drink. Right, them colours were orange for Mom, and then there was red and violet. And Mr. Dead Rose Woodcraft is in the chat. Hello, Emmett.
What's up, Emmett? You said red, violet, and what?
Orange for Mom.
Oranges. She would pick the one.
There's
that. This is orange-ish, Mom.
Augie, is it Augie B? Says, hi from Oregon. Thanks for sharing. Going to start pouring my own blanks soon. That's awesome.
Awesome. That's why we do this. This is why we do it. I love it when I get comments like that.
Yeah, it's great.
Because I don't know, people kind of don't understand. Like there's a lot that goes into this stuff for a YouTube channel and all that stuff. I'm not complaining or anything, but when I get feedback like that, makes all of it worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm losing my mind again, Jamie. It was orange, red, and what?
Orange, red, and violet.
Violet. One second.
And pink and blue, orange and indigo.
And here we are. So I think I did all right. For my mom, we're going to call anti-copper orange.
Okay.
She'll
Is it because she likes the pennies?
Yeah, she does like pennies. That's good.
Yeah, see,
she does like that stuff. You're
up
paying
there for
attention.
thinking. Up there for thinking.
You're paying attention more than I am.
Well, she likes me more than you.
She does. She does. She bought your shirt.
Two's Crafty Creation says, there you go. I did my first small one last night, mixed in mica powder.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
That's
good. Mica powders are my favorite. They kind of have a life of their own. They're like, it's kind of like, before they set up, it's kind of like they're alive. I don't know how to explain it, but I think they're super cool. You can just do one color, and it looks amazing.
Someone to look out for as well is Shop Dog Workshop. He's making some awesome, beautiful looking spheres. So definitely go and check his stuff out on Instagram.
Right.
Or if you're on TikTok, you can go and check them out over there as well.
TikTok is a time drainer. You have to set an alarm, set you a alarm how much you want to watch, because you'll end up there for a while.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah. So we need some questions, or let's talk about some of the people in the chat.
CJ's Hobby says, I pour my own blanks with Alumilite Clear Slow.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Actually, speaking of Mark from Shop Dog Workshop, he just says, that comment's just quickly gone. Let me just scroll up. He says, it's YouTube channels like yours, Jake, where I learn to do what I do now.
Right. I think that's what a lot of us do. We'll figure something out or learn, or we watch somebody else, and then we get on here and you present how you present it. Maybe some people will relate to you, or they'll learn easier from your style, and that's what I do, and I hope it's enjoyable and people like it.
There you go. And you have a super chat from Heidi. She says, "You're the best, Heidi. We learn a lot from you."
Thank you, Heidi. Heidi's top 10 people on the planet.
Yeah.
There you go. She is.
Yeah, without doubt.
She's awesome.
She's good people.
Yep.
Good people. Also, she did Heidi was part of the earlier running order, which actually I'm going to quickly run through. So earlier on today, started off with me at 10 o'clock in the morning UK time. Then it went over to Mark the Gentleman Woodturner, then Chris Smith the Woodgeneer, then Dale Kirkwood from Maple Tree Studios, then Terry from TJ's Woodturnings, then it went to Heidi Jacobs of Whitehall Pottery, then it went to Anarchist Costas, and then Wayne the Woodturner done 2 hours because unfortunately Stuart Farini is a little bit poorly. So big thanks to Wayne for stepping up for that. And then just before this live stream was Marcy over at Mixed Media Girl. And obviously you're watching Jake right now. So up next after Jake is Art of Fire doing some glass blowing. Then after that we've got Andy Berkey doing Andy Berkey things.
Andy.
Which could be anything. If I'm totally honest with you, I have no idea. Then up
It doesn't
after
matter.
Andy, we have Ken Moon of Moon Pie Creations. Then after
He's
that,
awesome.
we've got Size Corner. And then after that, finishing it up, will be Mr. Cole Jacobson.
That is a pretty good list of people there, Jamie.
Sure is. Sure is.
I first started.
Find more information about it at virtuallycrafty.com. And Chris Q has given you $5 and says, I want to be top 10 people.
It's going to take more than that, buddy.
Jen Stevens says, question, do the two different resins turn and polish with equal ease, or is one a bit easier to work with?
The Alumilite is harder than this, but I'm not going to say it's hard to do. This one's softer, so you get cooler ribbons, and it's you kind of get an odor off of it too. The liquid diamonds. The my preferred one, if I'm being honest, is Alumilite.
So when you say this one's softer, what one are you referring to?
The liquid diamonds is softer.
Okay.
Which in turn it makes it the ribbons come off easier, and it's probably easier shape. I wouldn't say it's much easier to sand than like it's a measurable amount, but you have more of a mess. It sticks to you. It's beginner friendly because you don't have to have a scale or pressure pot and all that stuff. But as far as turning it and polishing it, and what I believe is a better thing is Alumilite.
Yeah.
If that answers the question.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple more questions out in the chat. So Augie B asks, Jake, what is your opinion on the difference between Total Boat and Alumilite?
I did a comparison on them. I have a comparison video on it, like a resin shootout, and there's nothing wrong with Total Boat, but it does. The thing that I didn't like about it is it doesn't do anything for a while as far as the temperature goes and how it reacts. It's like flatlined, and then right at the end, it just boom, it just spikes up, and it's kind of lack of a better term, is kind of out of control. The Alumilite, once again, the Total Boat they have some deep stuff you don't need a pressure pot for. And you go on their Instagram page and people make amazing things with this stuff. But for what I do, like making the bowls and deeper pours and stuff like that, I'm not that big of a fan of it because you can't pour that deep with it. Like this Alumilite, I've poured 4,000 grams in one pour, and not a crack, crystal clear, and everything. And I would challenge somebody to do that with Total Boat.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Total Boat. It's just not for what I do. If that makes sense.
A question from Matt over at Wacky Works Woodshop. He says, at what temperature will you start the Alumilite pour?
I like it. I know Matt gets crazy with his. He goes way far, and he has, matter of fact, I don't know how well you can see these. I kind of don't want to touch them, but I don't know how well you can see these. I'll show it whenever I change the camera angle. Those are swirled all crazy, and he went to a pretty extreme temperature. But for what I'm going to tell people is at 95 degrees, you have enough time to get it in the pressure pot. You have enough time to pour it, swirl it up, get it in the pressure pot, and have enough time to be safe with it. Now, I go to the extreme too sometimes, but that's what I'm going to tell the public. Right here for this right now, I know that he's went well over 100, and I have too. But for a safe way to do it, start pouring at 95, and then that doesn't mean just dump it in there. Go ahead and like pour lightly so it doesn't try to mix. Like try to do everything you can do to try to lightly swirl this stuff together.
Yeah. So Emmett from Dead Rise has put, guys, you'll be proud. I'm about to upgrade to Easy Wood Tools.
Woo!
You will not regret it. especially if you're
love them.
turning resin and you use negative rate cutters.
That
Um,
is all I have.
Annette Alvery says, "Will the resin turn yellow after time?" The reason I ask is I have tried many. I'll start that again. The reason I ask is I have tried many. Any they yellow.
And the answer to that is yes, they will yellow. Alumilite has a amazing clear cast plus, which means it has UV protection, but it doesn't mean it's UV proof. It just takes longer for it to yellow. And as soon as somebody comes up with some that doesn't yellow, they're gonna rule everything. Um, but that's as far as I know. Alumilite makes that one that extends the life of your project without yellowing. And then other than that, it's gonna yellow if you have it in the sunlight.
What was the other question? There it goes. James Price asks, "Do you make your own silicone molds, and what do you use?"
I have made them. Whoa, I messed up here. So I have made my own. One of the ones I just used, I made my own, and that was with Moldstar 16, and I've made some with Alumilite Quickset, and I did those because they say that you don't have to have a, a vacuum chamber. Like you don't have to degas the silicone. And the last things that I've made with silicone have been with Plat 25 from Alumilite, and you have to degas it. And I made a video on that also, and it's so much better. Like it's the quality of your blank when you pull it out. Like these are just pin blanks, so it doesn't bother me that much to use the blue, the Moldstar stuff. But when I pull it out, I know that it could be better. Like the bottoms of them are rough. It's because it's not degassed, and so when you put it in that pressure pot, you have something that hasn't been degassed, so it has air in it, and it pretty much just it pokes out like that, I think, and it goes into the pin blank. But I mean, as far as me using them, it's not that big a deal. But you use the Plat 25 and do the like if you have something, what did I do? This hand right here, I made a mold of this hand, and I use the Plat 25 because it's bendy enough to go around this stuff, and you can get it out easily, but it's still rigid enough to make a good mold to pour into. So it's all about preference and what you're doing. If you're using something that's pretty intricate, I did a mold on a fake burl, and I used some of the Quickset stuff, and it was a total fail because it was too rigid. And then I did it with the Plat 25, and it was perfect. So, I guess the long answer is that. The short answer is going to be find out what your project's going to be, and then do you need a rigid silicone or a softer silicone? Are you doing a one-piece or two-piece mold and things like that? But the Plat 25 is a pretty good all-around silicone.
Right. Quick fire questions now, Jake, because they're starting to build up, all right?
Okay.
Right. What is the best pressure for clear slow?
Over 45.
Which Alumilite mixture is 1-to-1 or 2-to-1?
This stuff I'm using right here, Alumilite Clear Slow, is 1-to-1 by weight. And then the other one is the deep pour, I believe, is 2-to-1.
Right, okay. It says, "Hi Jake, what is the name of the temperature gun that you have?"
This one is a general pneumatic, or it says general on it. I have one of these that I had when I was a mechanic years and years ago, and it still works, and I didn't know if it was accurate, so I bought another one just like it, and they read the same exact temperature, but this says general on it.
Okay. Right, the next one is, we use mica powders and pour bowls, vases and urns, so which Alumilite is best?
For that kind of stuff, I would still say Clear Slow, because it pours, like if you're using wood, it needs to be stabilized. You need to know that. But you can also seal that wood with some resin so that you're sealing in the moisture and in the air of the wood you're using. And then you use the Alumilite Clear Slow, and once again, you can pour a massive amount of resin with it, and it can handle it. You just have to have a pressure pot.
Okay. Question: with the yellowing issue, if you colour the resin with mica or dyes, will you notice a colour change? So I'm assuming if you was to dye it blue, would you see a green tint to it? I'm guessing.
The answer to that one is I don't know. Time will tell. I have a green. Let me see. I have this right here. I have this green bowl I made, the quarantine bowl, and it is awesome. But I don't keep it. I don't. It's not near a window. It's dark in here most of the time, so I don't really know the answer to that. Sorry.
Did you put blue resin in it though?
In the stop it, Jamie.
Question from Dave Robinson: could you use a foot pump to pressurize your pressure pot, or would that take a painful amount of time?
It would painful amount of time and hurt your foot. It would probably be like this stuff. I needed to get it in the pressure pot with around 12 minutes or a certain temperature. So like if you're waiting until the last second to get it in there, you're not going to have enough time to get it to squeeze the bubbles. A foot pump is pretty. I'd like to see it actually, but I don't want to do it.
Right, just a quick time check. You got just under 20 minutes to go, Jake.
Okay, this is getting warm too.
Okay, so you're gonna have a question. What would you use to seal coat before? What would you use for the seal coat before pouring clear slow?
You can use Amazing Clear Cast. You can use the Clear Class Plus, and you just need to. I would let it dry. I did one. Jamie sent me a branding iron, and I made I made a handle for it. Yeah, but the burl wasn't stabilized, so I used Clear Slow to seal it first. But I put too much, so it kind of looked like snow drifts in there. I just left it like that, and it looked pretty cool. But I sealed it with that, and then the cast came out. It was a clear cast with a little bit of red swirled in there, and it came out fantastic. So I guess one other thing that I've always heard is you use the resin that you're using to pour. That way you make sure that it adheres to itself. But if you wait too long, then you need to sand it.
Yeah. Emmett Dead Rise Woodcraft says, question: what color are those blanks again?
I don't know.
You need me to read out the colors again?
No, I have them purple. You got violet, orange, and red. Because they're right here.
Yeah, orange, red, and violet. Yeah, that's right.
I'm not gonna remember. I won't remember. But thanks, Emmett.
Yeah, right. We've all caught up with questions at the moment.
Awesome. So we're pouring into molds like this. I'm making pen blanks, but what we're doing here is no different than doing anything else. When you make a bottle stopper blank, a bowl blank, anything like that. I just happen to be doing pen blanks right now. So I had somebody asking me, this is just the easy way to show people how to use the resin, and then I get to give the stuff away, and it works. So if I'm doing a bowl blank every time and showing somebody every time on that, I'm going through a ton of materials, and then it's less lessons I get to give, I guess, is the point of the whole thing. So, yeah. Just because I'm making pen blanks, I have some that are silicone molds, some that are HDPE. I have right here. If I have any extra, I'm going to use these ones. There's all kinds of molds, but it doesn't just make. We're not just making pen blanks here. This is showing you how to use the resin for lots of things.
Yeah. Hodgepodge Woodwork says you could turn some small bowls out of those pen blanks.
I can't. Hey, some of those pen blanks I made with the Alumilite Deep stuff, I was just experimenting with it. They're pretty big, and I've given some of them away, and they sand and polish pretty good too. The Alumilite Deep stuff is, you just have to be way more patient to do regular projects. Like if you pour it on one weekend, then you'll be able to mess with it the next weekend. That's about how long you need to wait for that stuff to be set up enough. This is at 100 degrees, and we got 15 minutes.
Wayne the Woodturner says he could.
I know he could. I'd like
He'd
to.
have to change the name of his channel to Wayne the Resin Turner.
No, people will get it. People will understand. It's all right. I'm gonna divvy this up.
That YouTube audience can be pretty brutal sometimes.
Hey, the ones that are brutal are the ones that you can give them a verbal lashing and then block them.
Mike is making stuff said Barbie dishes.
Barbie dishes. That's cool.
Tim Wise says, who is next in the festival and what is their channel? So up next is a channel called Art of Fire, and they are glass blowers. I'll put a link into the chat right now for everybody to get ready to go over.
This should be pretty fun.
There we go.
Let me see here.
I think that's gone in. It seems like the chat's frozen. YouTube
Really?
chat has been playing up today. Yeah, it looks like it's gone in.
Yeah, we just got
looks like it's gone in, so that's all good.
So I went ahead and divvied this up, and we're gonna mix these colors. And we get down to about 5 minutes. I'm gonna pour them no matter what the temperature is. But normally with these, I'm gonna wait till about 130 degrees.
Just gone past your 15-minute warning, mate. All right.
All right. So we'll get these mixed up. About 5 minutes left. We're gonna go ahead and pour this thing, whether we're ready or not. And then, if you feel like it, I'll probably do a giveaway tomorrow about noon. I'll post that on Instagram and do a giveaway. I have plenty of stuff made up to give away now, so every week on Instagram I give this stuff away, and then you give me your feedback and make a post with it, and then everybody
hashtag it Jake Blanks.
Hashtag Jake Blanks, and everybody kind of benefits from it, and it's been fun so far, and I've enjoyed it. So
speaking of benefiting, do you by any chance happen to have any discount codes or anything for the people out there?
I do. For Alumilite Clear Slow or anything on Alumilite's website, it's Jake10, and it's a one-time code, and you can go down there and buy whatever you want and get 10% off. And of course, it's a one-time code, and of course, if you use my link after that, then it still helps me out, and it's greatly appreciated. As a matter of fact, a lot of people have been using it lately, and I'm super appreciative of them. And then the liquid diamonds is from the epoxy resin store, and it's also Jake10. Jake10 at checkout.
Mike is making stuff has got a question. He says a heat gun will do for the bubbles good enough, or do I have to get a torch?
I don't like a heat gun because it's blowing air out of it, and it could be it could have dirt in it, or it could blow trash into your
dust
stuff. So I like a little torch, and I'll show you that here in a second after I pour this stuff. This is pretty cool. And I think, how much time we got?
You've got 12 minutes left, mate.
Okay. This stuff is a little light yet, and so I'm gonna add some more and mix it, and then whether we're ready or not, we're gonna pour. And I'm pretty excited. But this stuff, the cool thing about the mica powders and doing this type of resin art is that what I enjoy about it is I thought some were going to turn out bad. They still turn out awesome for some reason. It's kind of hard to mess this stuff up. So unless you're going for a very specific thing, they're all going to turn out cool. It seems like they always turn out all right. And I haven't, as far as the pen blanks go, and like when I'm doing a bigger pour and I have Wolverine sitting on the throne, and you're going for something particular and you get an air bowl or something like that, then it's kind of frustrating. But stuff like this, you can't go wrong.
So Sylvana Keller It says, I heard an alcohol spritz is great for bubbles and no mold burn risk.
And I've seen it before online, but I haven't tried it yet. But I've seen it work, unless they're doing some pretty good video tricks. And I think Alumilite put that out. Alumilite, and I'm sure other people have done it too, but they had an instructional video on that kind of thing, on how to get bubbles out, and it worked good. Works really good.
Yeah. A couple of people are still pointing out the feed. So Jake's in the middle of a massive storm at the moment, so his live stream's getting battered at the moment. So you have to just bear with us. It's kind of like a podcast at the moment, really.
Right.
You got a load of questions, and he's like a library at the moment, an audio library.
So, we apologize for that. There's really nothing. Me and Jamie have spent the last couple weeks practicing and finding problems, and I've got new modem, and it's a.
I never had a problem before. Camera's been clear, audio's been perfect.
Yeah.
So today's been one of them days for a few people, if I'm honest.
Yeah. So, forgive us and give us another shot next time. We'll always continue to try to get better. So we will. This stuff is getting toasty.
So Bonnie E1969 says, "Can you post the names /topic/links for the last 4 hours of the Craft Festival 2, please? Thanks very much." What I'll do is, if I post a link to the website, you can go to the running order at the top of the page, and what that will do is that will go right. If you go right to the very top of the page, you will see that will take you to each person's website in order as they appeared. Okay. So let's take that link and get that over there. So that is coming over now. It's virtuallycrafty.com. There you go. You may have to wait a little while. Some videos may not have finished uploading to their YouTube channels from whatever software they were using.
So stick with us. If you can only hear this, then and you stuck around, we appreciate it. If I have noise canceling headphones on, and if I wasn't wearing them, all you would be able to hear is the wind. It is probably uprooting the 3 trees we have in this town.
Yeah.
So
on the plus side, it means Jake can put out more videos because he's got some wood to stabilize.
Yeah, we'll be all right. The future is looking bright over here as far as video making and creating content. It will in the next few months. It will pick up significantly. I promise.
Yeah. Right.
So, how many minutes we got?
So you've got another super chat, mate, from
Awesome.
Brickhouse Craftswork. Says, "Don't double book the storm next time."
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Perfect.
Right. So you've got about 7 minutes left. So I'm going to quickly go through the running order again of who's left on the show. So up next, like I said, is Art of Fire doing some glass blowing after Jake. And then after that, you've got Andy Berkey doing Andy Berkey things. Then you've got Ken Moon of Moon Pie Creations. Then after that, you've got Cy Mars from Cy's Corner. Then after that, finishing up will be Cole Jacobson.
Cy's Corner is one of the first. I started looking at stuff on Scroll Song when I first started woodworking, and Cy's Corner is what I found, and she's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she is awesome. There's the link to Art of Fire in the chat again.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start pouring this, Jamie, and hopefully we'll have some.
6 minutes remaining.
It will still be awesome. I almost can promise you.
Mike is making stuff, so please tell Jake he did a hell of a job. Thanks for sticking with it. Good to see him.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bonnie E 1969 says, even if we can't see clearly today, we can still hear you fine. So we're getting a lot of good information. Always very helpful.
Thank you, Bonnie. It's awesome. I appreciate you guys. So hopefully you guys can see this. Obviously you can't, but I'm just kind of pouring it in there, and I'm going to fill this one mold up first, and whatever I have left, I'm going to go to this other mold and make some more.
Yeah. Lulu says a big oats blow right over in our high wind storms in Texas.
Yeah.
I think we have a garden chair blow over in our high winds. That's about it.
Yeah, you guys. It's Texas wind, man. It's always bigger. it's always bigger. Always got to show off somehow. I guess I don't know. These will be cool, and so if you can't see right now, after the festival's over, go ahead and go to Instagram and follow along over there, and I'll post pictures and stuff like that tomorrow. And it should be all right. We should.
Bruce Jordan is out in the chat. He says, thanks, Jake and Jamie. It was awesome.
Thank you, Bruce.
Cool. Dave Robinson says, question, will you upload the stream so we can see a high quality version on YouTube later?
If the answer to that is it's probably going to be bad for me too. Right?
Yeah.
Jamie?
Yeah, I imagine so, yeah. We don't know, truth be told. It may just be StreamYard messing us about. It may have recorded perfectly fine. It's a catch-22. We'll have to wait and see until it's uploaded.
So as soon as I get done with this, I'll do a TikTok and then put it on Instagram, and we'll get to see what this stuff looks like. You guys enjoy the rest of everybody else, and so if you can't see it, I'm going to go ahead and do some torch action. How many minutes we got, Jamie? None?
You got 3 minutes, mate.
So here's I'm going to do this is how you get rid of the bubbles. If you can see it, all I'm doing is lightly putting a torch over it, and I'm not getting too close. I'm not trying to burn anything. I still have some stuff to pour. I just wanted you guys to see this. We and Jamie will figure things out. If we ever have a problem on here, it's not for lack of effort. I can promise you that. We've been working, whenever I do have 2 seconds off of work, we've been out here getting this thing ready to go for you guys. And we're going to do plenty more of it. So
it's going to be kind of a thing.
It'd be a thing. Yeah. So, and I can't wait for it to be a part of the routine, and maybe do one of these at least once a month, and do one on Patreon, and maybe even on Facebook, since that's growing. So we're super happy you guys were here today, and we appreciate it. And even if it was not the best quality, let me change my thing real quick here. We do appreciate everybody. Oops.
They're all saying thank you and all that good stuff.
We appreciate you guys, and if you can't see this, thank you. Go on to see the glass below an art. It should be pretty cool.
Art of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'll put a link down in the chat again to Art of Fire.
Awesome, and thank you, Jamie, for saving the day.
Pleasure as always.
Yeah. So everybody, check these out on Instagram. Join in the giveaways and stuff, and then of course the YouTube channel and stuff like that. And this is going to become a regular thing for me and Jamie, and we appreciate every single one of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, everybody, I'm about to hit this button, and we're getting off here. So go check out the glass blowing art. It should be pretty cool.
Take it easy, everybody.
We'll see you guys next time. Hold on. Just do the hat tip, Jamie. Boom. See y'all.